GammaFlip, the S&P, the week ahead. We're reading the Gamma map on SPX into Friday's July 10th expiry, and it comes down to one tight band. Start with the full picture, every expiry on the board. The flip sits at 7468. That's the line where dealer hedging switches from damping moves to amplifying them. SPX is trading just above it at 7483, so the broad regime leans sticky. Moves tend to fade. Now look where everything piles up. Right on top of price, at 7500, the positive gamma wall P1, where dealers sell into strength, sits directly on A1. The absolute magnet, 33 billion, the single biggest strike on the whole board. The P2 wall stacks just behind it at 7550, and the negative walls, the accelerants, are far below, 7200, 7000. So the full book leans one way, pinned up toward a 7500 shelf and capped there. But for a week-ahead read, only the expiries that actually settle this Friday matter. Filter to July 10th and the magnets collapse right onto price. A2, the lower absolute magnet at 7475, just under price. A1, the upper one at 7500, just above. And the two positive walls, P1 and P2, stack right on them. That's four independent signals agreeing on one narrow band. 7475 to 7500. That's the box. And the flip is right underneath it at 7469, with net gamma almost flat, under 6 billion. The dashboard reads it plainly, at the flip neutral, balanced. So into Friday, the base case is simple, a pin chopping inside that box. Just below the flip, though, the negative gamma triggers weight. N1 at 7450, N2 at 7400. That's the accelerant if price loses the flip. Here's why that near-term book matters so much. Net gamma across every expiry on the board totals 11 billion. Filter to just this week through Friday, and it's 5.9 billion. Nearly half of all the net gamma on the entire board settles in the next 5 sessions, and Friday's expiry alone carries the single biggest slice. So this week's structure isn't a sideshow, it's half the book. And that's what gives the 7475 to 7500 box its grip. And this is where price has been living. Over the last week, SPX has ridden the green shelf between 7450 and 7500, with the flip, the magenta line, tracking just underneath it the whole way. Green above is the magnet pulling price up. The red band below into 7300 is the accelerant zone. Price has stayed on the right side of it. The question for this week is whether it keeps doing so. So here's the week, 2 paths, and the flip is the referee. Path 1, the yellow line, the base case. SPX holds the flip at 7469 and chops inside the box, 7475 to 7500, into Friday, pinned between the two absolute magnets, mean reverting, quiet. That's the higher probability read while we stay above the flip. Path 2, the red line, the alternate, a clean daily close below the flip, a close, not a wick. Flips the near-term regime to jumpy. Below the flip, the dealer feeds the move instead of fading it. So the negative walls light up. First N1 at 7450, then N2 at 7400. So watch one line. Hold 7469, and it's a boring pin in the box. Lose it on a daily close, and 7450 then 7400 come into play. One caveat. This map is built on July 2nd positioning, scoped into Friday's settlement. Daily expiries and fresh flow will redraw it through the week. As always, these are probability zones, not guarantees. The edge is knowing which regime you're in and which single level flips it before the move happens. If that's useful, subscribe. We read this every day, and get the live levels anytime at GammaFlip.io. See you through the week.